And welcome to Bay City as we are getting ready for the start of the John Glenn and West Branch Middle School Club softball game brought to you by Morris Richardson Real Estate. Having a minor technical difficulty right now, but we will get that up and running for everybody here shortly. I'm sure this is what everybody wants to see right now. A beautiful sunny day here in beautiful Bay City. Temperature is about 61 degrees. A steady wind coming from the east right now, which is going to potentially wreak some havoc on some fly balls. We're not going to see too many home runs hit today. We're going to get right back after this brief message from a sponsor. You're watching the Morris Richardson Real Estate Game of the Week.
The downtown one-stop all of your also has dresses for every affordable party in person. 1 Avenue in downtown West Branch. Call us at 989-345-4125 or check us out online at www.theglassslipperbridalshop.com.
And welcome back to the Morris Richardson Real Estate Game of the Week. We're going to get the action right now. Step more on the mound for John. For one of the fifth graders on the West Branch squad. From Bush to ball back to the screen. One ball, two strikes. Your home player Mike Wagner will become balls and strikes against the Bush circle for the Bobcats to start this contest. Swing. Ball is going to get into the dugout area of the Bobcats, keeping the strike. The count ball, two strikes. Here comes the wind up the pitch. Swing and a miss. She went with a riser and got Weiler on strike number 3 for out number 1 here in the top of the first. Coming up to bat number 2 and starting third baseman Brooklyn Gildner puts Olivia Liebler on deck. Bush looks in. Strike down the middle. Strike called by home plate umpire Mike Wagner. We'll go over the lineup here momentarily. We got a little bit of an early start. Didn't have a chance to do our full pregame. Bush with the wind, the delivery on the outside corner for strike number 2. No balls, 2 strikes on Gildner here in the top of the first. Bush looks in, the lefty gets her sign, step, delivers, high riser, gets strike number 3, out number 2, and we are 2 up, 2 down in the top of the first. Olivia Liebler coming up to bat for the West Branch. We'll call them the Falcons. Lefty on lefty here. That one's going to be just a bit high. 1 ball, no strikes. Interesting to note, the warmest starting game temperature of the season so far. Hoping that next Wednesday at Western will be even a little bit warmer than this, but swing and a miss there by Liebler. So we got 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, top of the first. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Jason Newsham, you're on the call today as a swing and a miss by Liebler. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bush is a proponent of the travel ball scene, and she's going to get a swing and a miss at strike 3, so 3 up, 3 down for the Falcons. We're going to go to the bottom of the first. We're going to go over the lineup real quick for the Bobcats. We have a little bit of time between innings. It's going to be a pretty steady lineup again. They use the rocket lineup, as they call it. You're going to have leading off 7th grader Chloe Moten, batting second 8th grader Stella Bush, the lady on the mound, batting third 8th grader shortstop Lexi Rubis, Number 4, an 8th grader, Aviana Gutierrez. So we're going to make sure we get the camera set back up as that one came to the backstop. Batting 5th, Aubriana Gutierrez, the twin sister of Aviana. Batting 6th, Ella Bailey. Batting 7th. We're not worried about those, Peyton, as catcher's going to just get a little exercise going to the backstop. Batting 7th, Addison Mahoney, 8th grader. Batting 8th, Alexa Duranzik. Batting 9th, Rylan Hunt. Batting 10th, Michaela Schalk. Batting 11th, Olivia Escamilla. And batting 9th, Anna Costilla. Anna was a little bit late, so she ended up getting put into the 12th spot. So again, everybody knows the Rocket lineup. Everybody bats. Obviously, they only have 9 in the field, but everybody gets a chance to bat, and it ends up being a pretty good setup there. So we are going to be back here. This one's coming down. Peyton Tuttle is going to be your catcher this afternoon. Brooklyn Gildner's at third. Crystal Thorson at shortstop. They're not going to do a throw down. So that's going to bring up to bat Chloe Moten, the left-hander. Second baseman also plays her travel softball for the Mid-Michigan Bolts. She's looking to bunt. That one's going to be a little low for ball 1. Moten looks in, tries a little slap action, trying to get a little running action. She's going to swing and miss. Strike 1, ball 1, and strike 1. Bentley Weber in the circle for West Branch, as that one's going to bounce up there for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. We'll finish going around the infield in a second for the Falcons. 2-1 pitch from Weber. Just a bit outside, kind of a nice little tail ball to it. Tough to stay off, but Moten, good eye up there, stays off of it and runs the count. 3 balls, 1 strike. Weber looks in at Tuttle's sign, and that one is going to be a strike. Nice pitch right there. Good 3-1 pitch. The Bobcats coached by Hillary Bush, assisted by Adam Bailey. And that one's going to bounce up there off the plate, so that's going to lead runner on first base, and bringing up Stella Bush, another left-hander. Stella is a product. Went to school with her dad, played baseball with him back in the day. Heck of a player, and his kids are a heck of athletes. So one is getting that steal for Chloe. She's going to eat that one. Tuttle will eat that one. Moves Moten to second base. Again, starting game time, 4:57. That one's going to be a little high, get past Peyton's glove, and that's going to advance the runner down to third base. So 2 balls, no strikes on Bush. Wind is definitely coming in from the east, and could play a little havoc on the ball action as it leaves the pitcher's hands. Also going to be tough to get one out in left field, I can tell you that much right now, no matter how much you put into it. But there's a couple players on both teams that could put a stroke into it. That one's going to get to the backstop again, and that one's going to put Moten across the plate, and that is going to be run number 1. Yeah, 1 run in for the Bobcats, and they're going to run down to second base. Bush is going to take advantage of that. So now they're going to come up with Lexi Rubis, the shortstop, with Stella Bush standing on second base. The wind, the delivery, the set, the ball. And that is going to put Bush down to third base. Yeah, looking at the players out there with sweatshirts on, and this is arguably one of the best days of the season so far. As the 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, gets that one past Lexi Rubis. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-0 in favor of John Glenn here in the bottom of the first. Where we're looking for out number 1. That one's going to bounce away from Tuttle, and Stella Bush will cross home plate. run number 2, and that will clear the bases. West Branch found himself in an early 2-0 deficit. Brooklyn Pacella playing second base, Thorson at short. As a shot up, Carolyn Klein gets back underneath it, can't get to it, and that's going to lead to just a long foul ball for strike number 2. Klein made an effort out there and just could not get underneath it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out here in the bottom of the first. This game being brought to you by Morris Richardson Real Estate, associate broker Brent Church. The shot down to third base. Gildner gets it. Gildner throws over to first. Caught, and that is going to be out number 1. Nice play by Gildner. Nice stretch by Klein. And that's going to be out number 1. Aviana Gutierrez steps to the plate. The cleanup hitter. The cleanup hitter position brought to you by Mama's Moppin', the official cleaning sponsor of JJ Can Media and the game of the week. First pitch for Weber. Gutierrez holds off. She wanted it. She liked it. Didn't pull the trigger on it. Wagner says no, she didn't. Ball 1. Weber looks in. Line delivery. That one's going to be just a bit low under the knees. Ball number 2. Good looking pitch. It's tough to lay off, but give Gutierrez credit. Wasn't close enough to where she wanted in her wheelhouse. That one's going to go right across the chest, and that one, there's no doubt about it, strike 1. So we got 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Game of the week, West Branch taking on John Glenn. That one's going to bounce up there for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike on the Mama's Mopping cleanup hitter. Aviana Gutierrez, her twin sister on deck. One of the players we were talking about earlier about put a jolt into a ball, as that one's going to be just high. Ball 4. It's going to put Gutierrez on first base. Aubriana Gutierrez comes up to the plate. Gets her sign in from her third base coach, Hillary Bush. Sets in. Weber looks, delivers. That one's going to be high, and that one's going to lead to Gutierrez to second. We got a Gutierrez at bat. Gutierrez on second. Ball 1. She looks in, sets, delivers. A little high, but Tuttle with a stretch catches it. 2 balls, no strikes, and 1 out here in the bottom of the first. And with the shot, that was going to be fouled out of play. No question about it, as it heads into the opposite field. And as I learned this past weekend at the Little League game, that these balls are costing about $5, so there's a premium on foul balls getting them back into the umpires. So interesting to note, they weren't that expensive years ago. As a swing and a miss by Gutierrez puts the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Weber with some heat on that one. Gutierrez just a tad bit behind. So we got 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Weber looks in, sets, delivers. Just below the knees, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, count goes full. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. 2-0 in favor of John Glenn without the benefit of a hit at this point. As a swing and a miss. Going to be out number 2, and I don't think Bentley Weber could have predicted that any better. As Ella Bailey, number 3, comes into the batter's box for the Bobcats. We have seen Bentley Weber pitch the last couple of years, and specifically the last couple of weeks, and she is usually hot on. And that was dropped by Pacella, but she dropped it, picked it up, and was able to still throw out Bailey at first base. That is going to be the end of the inning. We have 2 runs, no hits, 1 left. We go to the top of the second, 2-0.
Dean Arbor Ford in West Branch would like to thank the community for your loyalty and support this year. We appreciate you. Stop in and check out our amazing deals or get an oil change for a safe travel experience this holiday. More details at deanarborford.com.
DJ's Mobile Bar and Rentals. Mobile bartending out of northern Michigan. Contact us today for any event you may have at 989-709-6027 and check us out on Facebook at DJ's Mobile Bar and Rental. Yeah, we apologize about that. We are trying to get that all fixed up. Unfortunately, not to our advantage to figure out how to get the stream to not be so choppy. We apologize for that. We are going to go over the lineup. We did not get a chance to go over it first in the top of the first inning. For the West Branch Falcons, Alexa Weiler did lead off. Brooklyn Gilder followed her. Olivia Liebler batted third, batting fourth, and the Mama's mopping cleanup hitter of the game, Crystal Thorson. Batting fifth, the pitcher, Bentley Weber. Batting sixth and playing center fielder, Kennedy Hornbacher. Batting seventh and playing second base, Brooklyn Pacella. Batting eighth and playing right field, Genevieve Bennett. Batting ninth and starting it on the bench is McKinley Wenkel. Batting 10th and playing the catching position, sixth grader Peyton Tuttle. And batting 11th and eighth grader and first baseman, Caroline Klein. As we get ready for action here back on the JJ Can Hot Stove YouTube station. Appreciate everybody joining us as we head to the top of the second inning with Thorson leading off against the pitcher Stella Bush in the circle for the Bobcats. And that one is going to be tossed in there for strike number one. Bush looks in, hit a 3 up, 3 down first inning. That one's going to be bounced, trying to get through the hole. Nice play by the second baseman, little toss to first. And that's going to be out number one. Put a little contact on it. First player to put some contact on it was Crystal Thorson. Still going to result in out number one. Nice play by the second baseman to show her range. Bentley Weber coming up to the plate, the pitcher for the Falcons. Gets settled into the batter's box. Bush gets ready to set the delivery. A swing, shot up the middle. That one is going to drop for hit number one, and that's going to get past the center fielder. And Weber's going to take advantage of it. No one's at second base, and she's going to take advantage of that one. And she's going to go all the way to third base. So we are going to give hit number one of the game to the Falcons. Weber ends up on third base. We're going to give her a single with a couple of extra errors out there. But either way, she is standing on third base. That one's going to be a little bit outside as Kennedy Hornbecker steps into the batter's box here in the top of the second inning, trying to get a couple of runs across the board. Bush again in the circle, sets, delivers. A little bit high, nice to take. Some of those rising pitches are tough to lay off, so give Hornbecker some credit on that one. It'll be interesting to see what she's looking for here. This is a 2-0 pitch, definitely a hitter's count. As that one's nicely placed on the outside corner, almost artist-like, painting that outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the second. As this one's going to be shot to right field. This is going to get down for a base hit. They're going to be able to get the run across. And hit number 2 and run number 1 for West Branch. Bentley got it started with a shot to center field. Kennedy gets it finished up with a shot to right field, gets the run across. Just have 1 out, apologize about that. So brings up Brooklyn Pacella. She's looking to bunt. She lays one down, just going to be foul ball. But again, you're trying to use Pacella's speed to the advantage. When she lays a bunt down, there's a good chance. As long as she gets it down in front, she is going to beat that out with her speed. Hornbacher on first base also has some speed that she possesses. Pacella looks in, the pitch. Looking to bunt again. She lays this one down. Perfectly placed. This one is going to be safe at first. I don't think that ever thought of myself as Nostradamus, but I kind of predict if she get that down in fair territory, she has the speed to beat out most. That is going to bring up the right fielder, Genevieve Bennett. So we've got first and second for the Falcons. She's going to look at a strike one again. That outside corner has been Bush's favorite pitch to go to. Runners on first and second for the Falcons. 1 out, 1 strike here as Bush looks in. Terrace ready. Swing. This one's going to be out. Bush is going to be, well, called out on the infield fly rule number 1, but Bush was able to make the catch and maintain the runners where they were at. So runners stay on first and second. Brings up McKinley Winkle. She's got her little Lady Explorers helmet on. Proud member of the Lady Explorers Travel Softball Organization. As Bush looks in, winds, delivers, swing and a miss by McKinley. Winkle digs in the batter's box. Bush gets ready, sets, delivers. That one painted the outside corner again. She is sticking to that outside corner when she needs a go-to strike. It's far enough away where the batters think it's outside and close enough where the black is painted and the umpire is calling it a strike. As that one, a little rise action, and that's going to be strike number 3. So that will be out number 3. We head to the bottom of the second. 1 run across, 2 hits on the board for the West Branch. 3 hits on the board for West Branch that inning. 1 error from the Bobcats. We head to the bottom of the second. 2-1.
Are you looking to buy or sell your home? Maybe you are interested in an up-north retreat. If so, then call Morris Richardson Real Estate Associate Broke Day. Brent listens to his clients and creates a team-first mentality. Born in northern Michigan, Brent and works where he loves. Contact Brent 89-240-2466. God Country. Contact today 965-3985 or email for the number godcountrylemonade@gmail.com. Also find them on Facebook at God Country and Lemonade.
And welcome back to the Game of the Week, brought to you by Morris Richardson Real Estate. We are here live in Bay City as the West Branch Falcons are down here to take on the Bay City John Glenn Bobcats. We head to the bottom of the second inning. It is 2-1 in favor of John Glenn as Addison Mahoney enters the batter's box for the Bobcats. First pitch from Weber. Inside corner, not called. Going to be ball 1. Bounce back when the 2 runs come across with nobody out in the top of the or bottom of the first inning, as that one's going to be fouled into the fence. Strike number 1. So she had a real nice bounce back performance there in the first inning. As that one, she is now going to paint the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Mahoney. Weber takes a deep breath in the circle. Gets there. Her delivery. Another foul. That one is going to be out of play. Ball being tossed back out to Weber from, as we mentioned, the cost of foul balls are rising, so we need a premium on those. Another one just out of the reach of first baseman Caroline Klein. That is going to be foul ball, extending the bat for Mahoney. The second inning being brought to you by, after this pitch, that was going to be just a bit high. Ball number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The second inning being brought to you by the Ogemaw County Clerk, Brett Gildner. Brett Gildner continues to be a strong supporter of youth sports in Ogemaw County. Ball 3. Weber looks in. Got 1 out. Excuse me, not 1 out. We got full count. She's going to put a ball going to bounce up there. It's going to be Alexa Duranzik comes up to bat, left-hander. Pitch to the left-hander is going to be called a strike. Strike number 1. So Mahoney on first base after the walk. Just a bit outside. Sometimes you can pick up the umpire when he does explain where that pitch missed at. It was a little bit outside, so 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. That one's going to get to the backstop. Ball number 2. Advancing Mahoney to second base. So you got Genevieve Bennett out in right field, Kennedy Hornbacher in center, Olivia Liebler in left field. Just to finish what we were talking about in the first inning is that he's going to get to the backstop and lead Mahoney down to third base. So we've got 3 balls, 1 strike here on Duranzik. Weber looks in, she sets, delivers just low, and that one's going to get to the backstop, and that is going to advance and score run at number 3. Riley Hunt comes up to bat for the Bobcats. Pitch from Weber. Swing and a miss. That one's going to be dropped by the catcher Tuttle, and that's going to advance the runner to second base. It's one of those times where you're almost trying to get the ball out of your glove before you have the ball in your glove. Tuttle, a 6th grader, showing some great promise. That one's going to be bounced back to Weber. Weber's down to first base. So Klein will get the 1 out. She will run that back in to make sure the runner does not advance. So we do get out number 1 for the Falcons. Advancing the runner to third base. Michaela Schock, number 88, coming to bat for the Bobcats. 1 out. Weber looks in, sets, delivers. Shot. That one's going to be kind of in no man's land. Almost hit. As Thorson will pick it up from the shortstop position and throw her out there for out number 2. We'll cross the run across the plate, so it will be run number 4 for the Bobcats. Thorson, the 8th grader, showing off her gun of an arm. Got past Weber at the mound, or in the circle, I should say, as Olivia Escamilla up the bat. That one's going to be bounced up for ball 1. Tuttle showing off a little bit of a backstop by herself right there. She makes sure that ball that bounced up there did not get past her. Escamilla will dig into the batter's box. Weber looks in. They wind up the pitch. Down the middle, strike number 1. Strike number 2 on Escamilla. Weber now controls the count from the mound, from the circle. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. The wind, the pitch. Going to bounce up there for ball number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the second, lots of 2s up there right now. Weber trying to make sure we get to that out number 3. She winds, delivers. Stays off of that one. Good take right there, because again, it looks so nice coming in, and you also want to protect the plate. So you got 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs now as we go to a full count. The wind, the delivery, the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is going to be out number 3. A big strikeout by Weber. We head to the top of the 3rd here in Bay City. The score 4 John Glenn, 1 for the Falcons.
Building a life is different for everyone. Is different. That's here. Contact Chris Baruch.
Delicious meal and a friendly atmosphere? Come on down to Loggers Depot, located at 314 West Houghton Avenue in downtown West Branch, between 3rd and 4th Street. We've got something tasty for everyone. Mouth-watering burgers made from fresh, never frozen beef, huge wraps, flavorful sandwiches, pitas, south of the border specialties, steaks, salmon, our famous fish and chips, crisp, hearty salads, starters, and homemade pizzas, traditional and thin crust. And don't forget, we serve the best breakfast in town daily from 9 a.m. till 11 a.m. Plus, enjoy our full-service bar with pool table, darts, jukebox, and an ATM. Loggers Depot,
Great food, great fun, family friendly, open daily from 9 a.m. till midnight.
And realized that I was muted there for a second. So real quick, Eric Weiler, the head coach of the West Branch Falcons, as that one's going to be fisted and dropped out of play. So Peyton Tuttle up the bat. Kind of fisted that one down to the first baseline. Duranzik tried to get there, hit off the heel of the glove, bounced out. So Tuttle will get another opportunity. That one's going to be fouled back to the backstop for 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes. Eric Weiler, the head coach. Dustin Wankel, the assistant coach for the Falcons. Tuttle up the bat right now. Caroline Klein on deck. And she will be the bottom of the lineup, so we'll be turning that order back over here shortly as that one's chopped up. Over toward shortstop. Rubis backs up a couple of steps, turns to her left, turns to her right, and she makes the out for out number 1. Your third inning being brought to you by Kitts, Pointer Hill, and the Highway Brewing Company. Proud to have those 3 businesses on board as a member of the 40/40 Club. As Klein looks at that one just a bit outside, going back to her favorite spot, which is the outside corner. That one, unfortunately, a little bit further out, ball 1. A shot down toward Duranzik. Duranzik will stop the ball, make the play, and that'll be out number 2. 2 up, 2 down as we turn the lineup back over. Alexa Weiler into the batter's box for the Falcons. Weiler was a strikeout victim at her first time at bat. That one's going to be a little bit on the inside. Lefty on lefty here. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. That one's going to be a little high, 2 balls. Making Bush work a little bit here from inside that circle. Again, the score 4-1 in favor of John Glenn here in the top of the 3rd. The shot down the first base line, going to be foul ball. Duranzik will touch it outside of the in foul territory. It'll be strike number 1. Interesting note: the West Branch Falcons are out hitting the Bobcats 3-0. Find themselves down 4-1 on the scoreboard. As that one just high, she went up reaching for it, and as I've mentioned a couple times, that riser sometimes looks so nice, and by the time you realize that it continues to rise, it's too late. As Wilder was unable to hold up. As that was going to be inside corner, strike number 3. She'll be strikeout victim number 5 for Bush, and that is going to be out number 3 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. You're listening to the Morris Richardson Real Estate Game of the Week, brought to you by Associate Broker Brent Church.
The Glass Slipper in downtown West Branch is your one-stop bridal shop for all of your wedding needs. The Glass Slipper also has dresses for every occasion, affordable tuxedo rentals, and even party planning services. Visit the Glass Slipper in person at 321 West Houghton Avenue in downtown West Branch. Call us at 989-345-4125 or check us out online at www.theglassslipperbridalshop.com.
And welcome back to the Morris Richardson Game of the Week here in Bay City as we are here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The score is 4-1 in favor of John Glenn. Just reminded if there was no wind, it would be beautiful outside today. And again, this is by far the warmer of the games that we have been out to. We've been bundled up in game 1 for 3 of the 4 weeks, so this has been very nice to be out here. And we don't need our tent out here either, so rain has stayed away today. At least down here in Bay City, it stayed away. Your 3rd inning being brought to you by Kitts, by Pointer Hill, and by Highway Brewing Company Club. As Tuttle takes this one, she'll throw this one down. Ana Castillo comes to the plate, and she will represent the bottom of the order for the Bobcats. Again, we had to make the switch. She ended up coming to the game a little bit late, so after they made the change, she arrived and inserted her in the bottom of the order. So we'll be turning that order back over to the top after her as the first pitch. Weber sees that one go to the backstop for ball number 1. 1 ball, no strikes. It's exciting game. It's always good to see some competitive games, some really good pitching on both sides of it. As that one's going to be fouled out of play as a parent tried to make the catch. It's going to be a drop. Strike 1, ball 1, strike 1. The pitch from Weber just a bit high. 2 balls, 1 strike. It was a good pitch. Bentley looks in, sets, delivers. That one's a little low. She's kind of going high, going low. She just needs to find that spot in the middle. We throw the ball in. McKinley Winkle now playing shortstop for the Falcons, replacing Crystal Thorson. As that one bounces out, that'll lead the ball number 4 and runner number 1. We come back to the top of the order. Chloe Moten, the left-hander, leadoff hitter, also the second baseman for the Bobcats. On deck will be Stella Bush, the pitcher. Moten looks in, shows bunt, lays it down, and that one is going to go just foul. Nice bunt, good placement. First baseman Klein was going to the base. Weber was chasing that one down a long ways from the pitcher circle. Gilner moves in at third base. No balls, 1 strike. Castilla standing on first. So line the delivery. Shows bunt again. That one's going to be call out strike on the outside corner. It's a nice stop by Tuttle there. Also kept Castilla at first base. No balls, 2 strikes. Weber looks in, sets, delivers. A little low underneath Tuttle, right in front of her, but she was going to advance the runner. So Castillo goes to second base. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Chloe Moten. Weber looks in, sets, delivers. Strike number 3. And that one is dropped, so it's going to be thrown down to first, and that is going to be thrown away. And that is going to score a run. That's going to be error number 1, and that is going to put our runner Chloe Moten at second base. So a strikeout will be in the books. It will still go down as a strikeout in the books. Unfortunately, it will go down as a drop third, and then the throw down to first dropped into right field puts Moten at second base. 5 runs now on the scoreboard for John Glenn, and that brings up Stella Bush. First pitch. Swinging, going to be followed over to the on-deck circle. We will continue to be live as long as we can, as long as our battery allows us to, as this one's going to be fouled down the left field line. And that is going to be strike number 2. So foul ball to the first base batters are on-deck circle, fouled down the third base line, and her mom's giving her some advice like, let's keep it between the lines. So no balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, runner on second. Here comes the wind, the delivery. This one's going to be popped up over us. Unfortunately, I don't have big arms, long arms, so that one's going to be behind me. So now she's went down the first base line, the third base line, and behind the backstop. No balls, 2 strikes still on Stella Bush. That one's going to get to the backstop, and Moten will advance to third base on the first ball thrown. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out still here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. That's being brought to you by Pointer Hill Kits in the Highway Brewing Company. Bush sets, looks in there on the 1-2 delivery. That one's going to bounce over. That one's a nice bounce back, though. Sometimes hitting the backstop in the right spot will lead to an advantage for the catcher, as it did on that opportunity. Tuttle really bounced up well. 2 balls, 2 strikes, bottom of the 3rd. Weber looks, sets, delivers. They swing. This one's going to be Caroline Klein at first base will make the catch for out number 1. Big out right there for the Falcons here in the bottom of the 3rd. Lexi Rubisi, starting shortstop, steps into the batter's box. Rubis grounded out in the the bottom of the 1st inning in her first at bat. That was a nice stop by Tuttle right there. It's going to save a run. 1 ball, no strikes. Here, Tuttle getting some encouragement from the fans here in Bay City. That one's going to be hesitated on the swing, and that one's going to be called strike as 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Set the delivery. That one's going to bounce to the backstop, and that one is not going to give a generous bounce back, and that is going to score another run for the Bobcats. That will push run number 6 across the board. 6 runs for the Bobcats, 1 for West Branch. Again, we will go as long as we can live here on the J.J. Kane Hot Stove YouTube station. As that one's going to be flubbed out there towards second base. Weiler will try to barehand it, and that is going to get past her. I don't know that she would have got her anyway, so we're going to give that hit number 1 in favor of the Bobcats. It's going to be a tough play. Rubis has good speed, a lot of room to cover. She sounded like she hit that one off the end of the bat, kind of flubbed it out there. Weiler made a good effort from second base, just was unable to make the play. So Rubis is now standing at first base and going to take second on the steal, as the throw down is going to get not in time. Six runs on 1 hit, 1 error for John Glenn. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error for West Branch. It's going to be a little high, so we got 2 balls and 1 ball, 1 strike. The set to delivery. That one's going to be chopped, and it's going to get out of play. Foul ball. Strike number 2. Got 1 ball, 2 strikes. Aviana Gutierrez at the bat. Outside to throw down to third base, not going to be in time. Rubis taking advantage of the opportunity to take third base. We got 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the 3rd. Swing right back to the backstop. Staying on top of it. Cloud cover is starting to fill in. When that sun totally goes away, it may chill down a little bit more. Trying to hang on to some positive hope here as a 2-2 pitch. That one's going to get past Tuttle, and that one is going to score Rubis as she crosses home plate. 7 runs now across the plate in favor of the John Glenn Bobcats. Runs the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And just to remind everyone, we will go live and stay live as long as we can, but battery light just came on, so that could signal a soon end, as Gutierrez will take a walk down to first base. Aubriana Gutierrez coming up to bat for the Bobcats, twin sister of the Mama's mopping cleanup hitter of the game, her sister. Aviana. There's no R, I was told before the game. I kept putting an R in there. She kept correcting me. As this one's being bounced right back to Weber. Weber will take it down to first base. That'll be out number 2 as they advances the runner. But get out number 2, a big out number 2. Ella Bailey now comes into the batter's box for the Bobcats. Weber looks in. First pitch swing and a miss by Bailey. Bailey bounced out in the first inning for out number 3. As Ella will stand in there with an 0-1 count. Bentley sets, winds, delivers. A little low. Gutierrez with a nice secondary lead. Had everybody thinking she was going. She gets back to second base. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bottom of the third. That one is being bounced. Gildner from third, throw over to first. It's going to be a 5-3, out number 3. We head to the top of the fourth. 7-1 in favor of John Glenn. We'll be right back with 2, 3, and 4 coming up for the Falcons.